Hey there guys, my name's Jacob Jabut, and last year I started my very own business in hopes of one day reaching financial freedom. I have learned a ton since I started, and I wanted to create this channel as a way to share with you guys what I've learned, but also follow me along my journey. On the road to financial freedom. Today is a landscaping job. This is getting trimmed, this is getting trimmed, this is getting trimmed. I believe they want that one to stay too, but all the rest of this is getting pulled out of here. There's mulch that's in there already. That's gonna get pulled out. Stone, fabric and stone's gonna go in there. They've also got a barrier here, which is gonna be finished all the way around. And there's some more stuff on the side and a little bit in the back, where there's just gonna be more, there's some shrubs and a little bit of, it's not even mulch, it's really just dirt getting taken out and then fabric and stone being put down. So today I'm hoping to get all the trimming and shrubs pulled out with the mulch, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll just be putting fabric, stone, and extending that barrier. We'll see how today goes depending on the rain, but let's get to it. I got everything tore out that needs to be torn out. I gotta trim this bad boy, as well as touch up these guys, rake out all the mulch. Starting to get some rain here, so I'm gonna put my phone in the truck so it doesn't get ruined. You can see this is the barrier that I'm gonna be extending. This is all getting torn out. A lot of thorns on that bad boy. That'll be fun. Yeah, it's a big bush. And then if you can see it, there's a little spot right there. That's just gonna get torn out and have some stone put down. So I'm gonna put my rain jacket on, see what I can get done today. I'm not huge on the equipment getting soaked. So, I don't know, we'll see how hard it rains, but I'm gonna get as much done as I can. This is where the big thorn bush was. It's all cut down and put in the truck. I just have these roots here, which are a pain to get to with such a small space. I took the hosta out that was there. After I'll have to rake all that up. Everything's trimmed over here. I just need to get rid of this mulch. Got fabric as well. I saw where dug up the barrier a little bit. That thorn bush really sucked to load, and I think my plan for the rest of the day is to get all the material out of here. I already loaded up most of it. There's some sticks in the back. I think if I can get all that loaded, go to the dump, come back, and hopefully get rid of the mulch today too. Pretty much get rid of everything that I can, so that tomorrow is just finishing the weed barrier and putting in the stones, which means I'm probably gonna have to come back and edge that because I'll have to get rid of topsoil. Yeah, we'll see. But I think this is definitely a 2-day project. But I'm gonna get as much as I can done today, and maybe tomorrow will be a half day that I can start another job. But we'll see. I'm gonna keep working. I got all the wood and most of the debris loaded up. The rest is just mulch, and there's a little bit of debris, but it's mixed in with the mulch. And then there's like fabric and some stone, which I'll have to get. I'll probably just bring it to the landfill when I do my dump run on Wednesday, but I'm actually gonna get a time lapse of what I go through unloading this, just to show you guys. One of the reasons that I would really like a actual dump, either a dump trailer or a dump insert for the truck, because it's a pain. Definitely a pain, but here, let's go to that now. Alrighty, so I had to stop the time lapse because it was starting to rain kind of hard. Anyways, that was quite a bit of work. I'll have to go back and see what time I started my video so I can see how long that took me, but see all these spiky, this dead That dead shrub right there, that was mine. And everything in front of it is what I unloaded. That's a lot of stuff. And while I was unloading it, I was kind of thinking, I think I talked about in the previous video, I think it took me like 20 minutes last time I did this. I'm assuming it was probably about the same amount of time to do this one. But the other thing that I haven't considered is that's a lot of energy. I'm young, healthy. I can do this stuff, and this might not even bother me for the rest of the day. But over time, you know, throughout the week, and you talk about multiple weeks in a row, it's a lot of work, and I'm expending a lot of energy that I necessarily don't have to be. So I think in the long run, you know, this is a business where there's a lot of manual labor. If I can save myself bits of energy like I, you know, just did right there, in the long run, that's going to help me a lot. And I mean, even, you know, for the rest of the day, if I didn't have to do all that, I'd have so much more energy for the rest of the day. And then you talk about compounding that over weeks and the season, and then start talking about years. It's a lot. So yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there. I am going to now go back. I picked up my measuring tape. I got to get a measurement for how long the barrier needs to be. And then I think I'm going to go buy the materials for that. We'll see. I also got to go to the bank, do an estimate for a lady, and a few other things. So yeah, a lot of work to do. I'm not sure how much longer I want to work in the rain, so I might be calling it after that. We'll see. It's day 2 on this job. I got here roughly an hour ago. I've just been cleaning up the mulch piles. This big one's gone, the one in the back's gone, and there's this little one, another one, and another really tiny one. So my plan is to load it all up in the truck, bring all this to the dump. On my way back, I'm gonna stop at Lowe's and match up that garden barrier, get all of that I need, come back here and drop that off. From there on out, it's just putting the garden barrier in and the stone. So first things first though, I gotta get this mulch out of here. So I'm gonna keep working on that. I am currently at Lowe's waiting to load up the retaining wall brick. You can see this is one of them here. Let me see it. I don't know, it's pretty big, and a lot of those corners are kind of tight, so I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm gonna do my best to make sure there's no gaps. It's only 11 o'clock now, so I really think I should be able to get this done today. If not, tomorrow we'll be fine. It's not a big deal. All right, so it has been a while since I updated you guys. My phone actually died, but all the mulch was dropped off at the dump. When the last video that you saw was actually, we picked up the wrong colored bricks. We had to go back, and then I went back to the job site. I put those bricks in. I'll talk about that a little bit when I get there. And right now I just picked up some stone. I'm gonna get my wheelbarrow, and I'm gonna start putting some stone down. I'm probably gonna have to finish this tomorrow, it's looking like. But yeah, got a lot done, and I got a couple things to show you guys with that that retaining wall, or that brick that I put down. These stones actually look, well, they certainly look different than these. They're a little bit smaller, but these are obviously weathered. So those will start to look like these more. It was the closest match that they had. These are the ones that were here. I actually ended up moving them over there. They actually had a layer of stone underneath, which is what you do for a retaining wall, but I just thought it was weird they had the next layer just sitting on top of the ground. So this layer underneath, at least for just a garden bed, is almost pointless in my opinion. So what I did was, with these, the ones that I put in, there's a plastic barrier that was already here. So I went along and I edged out in front of this plastic barrier all the way around. I put all of these in to the ground a little bit behind that barrier, right around an inch, maybe half of an inch. So that way that won't budge, you know, and start going onto the grass. And there's a nice barrier here, and also that plastic's really helping with that as well. Now obviously these are in the ground, these ones are not, so there's a height difference. So these two here I slope down a little bit, so when you stand back, you shouldn't really notice it. or at least not as much as you would. That plastic barrier really came in handy. It was a great guide, and it goes down. I think that barrier was probably about 5 inches or so. So it's really gonna, you know, be a good barrier against the weeds and the grass coming in. There was a couple spots I had to cut it, just because the way the bricks go in, the way that this was shaped, it wouldn't fit with the bricks. So I did have to cut the plastic here. It originally wrapped into like here. So I had to cut that and then put the stone in here, and then I had to cut it again, I believe right here, just in order to get the stone to fit right. And it ended up fitting in there very well. So happy with that. I don't have anything to actually cut these stones, so that was very nice. As you can see, the wind is not quite cooperating. I should have got stakes to keep the fabric down, but once I get some stone on here, it'll hold that fabric in place. So that's kind of my goal for the rest of today, is at least hold that fabric down with the stone, and then tomorrow we'll be finishing up. I shoveled all the stone that I had for today. I didn't get a video of a lot of me shoveling, which I probably should have. I actually, I recorded for like 40 minutes in my phone. I don't know, or 40 minutes on my phone in my pocket got recorded. But anyways, it's looking really good. There was a couple rocks that we actually pulled out of different places, and then I put them around in here. Thought they'd look good. The only one that was already there was that one, and it weighs a lot. All the other ones I don't know, thought that was kind of cool. It's like right at like the centerpiece, I suppose. And then if they want to put something in there, they can. But I asked the homeowner if he wanted to get rid of the rocks or not, and he thought we should put them in, and that was actually what I was thinking. So these three that I put there, which I thought might look kind of cool. I don't know. Something I like repurposing stuff on jobs. But anyways, definitely there's some spots in here that still need to be covered. All of this. And then there's a sideway and just a little patch in the back that need to be done. So I'm thinking I'm going to get the same amount of rocks that I did today. See how that does. If I need a little bit more, I can go get more. We'll be back to this tomorrow. And then the next thing we'll be going over numbers. All right, day 3 on the job site here. I had to do the garbage run this morning, so now it's 10 o'clock. But that kind of worked out because shoveling the stone is very loud, and I don't think the customer or the neighbors would really appreciate me doing that early in the morning. Now it's just this little part, like I said before, the side and a little bit in the back. When I did the garbage run, I picked up all the garbage that was here. So now it's really just finishing up the rock, grabbing materials and that tarp. I'm gonna set up a time lapse. We'll finish this bad boy, and yeah, I'm really liking the way this is looking so far. So this bed is completely done. What a difference. I really like the way this turned out. It's a cool looking bed. I think I might actually have enough stone. Hopefully I'll have enough to do this as well as this patch right there. We'll see. I might end up having to get more stone. Worst case scenario, that might just be enough. We'll see. that bed is complete. Still got some stones in my wheelbarrow. So a little bit left in the truck. I think it's gonna be a close one with this this bed over here. Yeah, not a whole lot of stone left. And this is actually a pretty decent area. It's not a huge space, but we'll see. I actually ended up having pretty much the exact right amount. I do have a little bit left over. I mean, it's just a little bit. There's some on the ground. I'm gonna clean all this up. I think there's some in the driveway. Get it all loaded in the wheelbarrow. I'm gonna go around and just see if there's any spots that could use it. I know there's no necessary spots. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it back into some of these beds, and then it's on to doing the numbers. Alrighty guys, it is time to jump into the numbers on this one. This was honestly a really fun job for me, and it made good money. I really enjoy landscaping, dealing with making, or I guess renovating beds. I don't know if renovating is a good word, but I suppose rejuvenating, I don't know. I spent a total of 18 hours on this job. Now there's setup time involved in there, and maybe I didn't get all of the work on camera, or I didn't account for everything. So I'm gonna say roughly 20 hours. But anyways, the job total was $2,500, $2,570 to be exact. Now there was a good amount of expenses with this job. The expenses were the garden barrier, which was roughly $120. The fabric, which was roughly $100. I can't even read my own handwriting. There was the stone, which was roughly $650. Now I believe I included the delivery fee in there, but I actually ended up picking it up myself with my truck. So I saved a little bit of money there. And then I would say roughly $50 in fuel. So the fees or expenses totaled $1,650. Now, excuse me, it was $920 for the expenses. Subtracting that from the $2,570 is when you get the $1,650. That was $82.50 an hour, which is great. That's exactly where I want to be, in between $50 to $100 an hour. So I am happy with that amount, of course. If this was something that you were to get into and you wanted to do, the materials that you would need, as always, pretty much, is a truck, which I'm just going to leave the price for that out of it, because as of right now, the price for trucks and everything else is very high. I typically say $10,000. Obviously, it's not going to be a great truck. Right now, that's hopefully you're going to have to go through probably a private buyer and really try and get the best deal that you can. The other thing you're gonna need is a trimmer, which is about $300 roughly, a shovel, which I think you can pick up for about $60, a metal rake, which is $40, and a tarp for about $20. That's $10,420 divided by the $1,650 that you make on this job. It would take you roughly 6.5 jobs to get your total investment back through roughly 3 weeks. So about a month. It'll take you roughly about a month if you can get, 6.5 jobs in a month. Now, that would probably be the challenging part, is getting the work. But 6.5 jobs is not bad, and I would say definitely, in one season you would certainly get that back. And if you're going to be doing other jobs, like I'm doing, if you're going to be trimming hedges or mowing lawns,
those are also going to be going towards paying off your truck. So even if you were to just do this specifically, you could very well pay off your initial investment pretty quickly. That is all that I have today. This is already going to be a pretty long video, so I'm kind of trying to wrap this up sort of quickly, but that's all I have for the numbers on this one. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you learned something, and I will see you next video. Thanks, guys.